Yeah, let's do it, man. You ready? Here we go. Dan is Slick. What am I going to talk about John before John first? Yeah, this is bullshit, man. All right, we good?
It's recording.
Recording. Here we go. Dan is Slick podcast, episode 12, 13, 14. It's Friday afternoon, Slick. How you feeling?
Give me a better question. Let's go, Dan.
Okay, so where am I on this? So a lot of times when job creators or employers are looking at hiring new folks, a lot of folks come in via referrals or via, I know this guy, I know this gal. To me, that's total BS. It doesn't make sense when you're looking to scale at a global pace, I should say, and it really holds a lot of folks back. It should be more merit-based. Where am I wrong?
Okay, time's going. Sorry.
Time's going.
All right. So here's where you're wrong, Dan. Referrals. Okay, so like the personal connection of like, oh, this is someone I know. It's basically saving the time and money of doing that first swipe of all the resumes. So like when you just open it up to the general public, you get like this inundation of applications, and it's like, oh my God, like you need to spend.
What's time with this BS?
Yeah, exactly.
What's time to do their job? What's time?
No, but I mean, it takes hours to go through, like read resumes, even just a peripheral, like very, very light read to, filter, and then it's like, okay, well, what do we got? It's like, it does all that immediately, and it's like the cost of asking people for referrals is very low, and
right.
You could easily hire someone who like if it's not a super important position, like we just need somebody like who is competent, like semi-competent.
Yeah, competence is.
I think it's the evil, also.
Yeah, I feel like it's just another example of like, I don't know, the empathy question and how we like deal with, I guess, comfort over taking a risk on someone. Do not say companies don't do this. Obviously, folks will come into companies and like be completely cold and not know anybody. But I don't know, if you look at the majority of how folks get jobs or are employed, there's a pretty significant proportion that's like via just basic kind of referrals, and not necessarily referrals, but more like I know the guy, like trust him, like that's our guy. It's like I think I guess it just goes back to the idea that trust is more important a lot of times than competence.
I think also just like the tools we have to evaluate candidates on a cold basis are just like so bad. It's like, oh, resume? Yeah. Are we seriously using resumes still? Like,
yeah, I know, it's next to impossible to actually hire someone that's really fucked up. Okay, maybe I'm wrong on that. I don't know.
All right, so here's a fallacy situation. So
okay,
your buddy comes up and he's like, oh man, Barcelona got totally decimated by Bayern Munich the other week. Oh, super sad. And then your wise ass friend's like, hey, that decimate actually means reduced by 10%, right? It doesn't mean that word. It doesn't. That's what it originally meant. So you're a dumbass, and everyone's just like, man, why are you talking right now? So what's the logical? What's the logical fallacy?
It's just like, I don't know, your friend being fucking annoying. I don't know. It's just like, dude, take a lap, stop talking.
I wish that were a social norm of just like, if someone messes up, it's just like, you take a lap.
Yeah, take a lap. Yeah. I used to say like baseball. It's like, dude, take a lap, like, bro, that was just dumb. But I think it's like, I guess words can mean more than one thing, right? Or ideas can mean more than one thing based on usage. So it doesn't mean like the Webster's dictionary definition is always what that word means in context.
Yeah. It's called an etymological fallacy. So it's like,
okay,
it's like just because the meaning of the word changes, like sometimes people will like kind of like dive right into that little crack and just like wedge it open as far as possible to prove their point, or to like make themselves sound smarter than they are when it's actually like, that word means exactly what I used it as.
Yeah.
Now.
What's another example of the etymological fallacy? I'm trying to think off the top of my head.
Maybe like.
So
I think like racism. So like if someone's like, why are you calling me racist, man? That's not what it's like. I don't yell shit at people who aren't like me. It's like, well, that's like the definition has changed, right? Like it's like it's a little more. It's not the overt shit that we care about now. That's been socially normed as bad in most places.
Okay. We're getting topical. Yeah, I think. Pardon me. Words can be like spectrum. Words can be more like.
Ooh, I like that.
Just like have a hard definition. They can be a little bit more conceptual.
They're all bell curves.
Right. Yeah, but they're more bell curve instead of just like.
Like usually they're used right around here in the middle, but like sometimes we can kind of branch out. Maybe over time it moves.
Yeah.
I like that spectrum thinking.
Yeah. Okay. So let's open a new segment. Section. I can't even talk right now. Segment number 3 of the day. Create that incentive. So this is inspired by the notion that if we create good incentives, people behave better, which I believe, and I think a lot of times they get bad incentives. So one of the things that I see in particular in, to get back to the employment idea is there's a big incentive for folks who are way over my time. How do we mitigate concentration of people in like
bad
really high-level jobs? Sorry, go ahead.
You're talking about like the brightest people are in like industries that aren't helping things?
Not necessarily, but it's like, Facebook and Microsoft, they like have enough smart people. I think this is like kind of how do we incentivize people to go to like different areas and focus on?
I think that's such a crazy difficult problem because like my friend Ethan was telling me when he taught English in Korea for a year, and like the social respect of a teacher there, it's like a Facebook employee. It's like if you tell a prospective mate's parents that you're a teacher, you get like, oh my God, you're a teacher, like holy, that's like it's like huge points with everybody. It's like, oh man, like you've made it, like that's like the most revered, highest paid, most respected job. Like
really?
Yeah. But it's like I don't know how to change the flip the culture without like flipping like the financial part is also a part of it, right? So it's like I think with public sector jobs you can kind of do that, right? Especially in industries like like a lot of public sector jobs, it's not immediate feedback loops of quarterly like growth. Right. So it's like it's like okay, 15 years from now, like our state of Alabama is gonna be better if we educate our people better. But like how do you can't like short term, you can't like do a.
I remember Malcolm Gladwell argued in one of his books to start paying and like treating the education industry more like financial advisors or something like that. It's like, are you smart and like capable? Like you don't need all these certifications. Just how do we like create more of an incentive around like make it performance and compensation? I can't remember what it is exactly. All right, this is a bit of a whiff on the first creating incentive.
No, I like that. That was a good point. Okay, so here's your magic wand, Dan. You have a magic wand, and you're gonna write yourself a book. You can either pop out a book that is just like you're worldwide known as a great fiction writer, whatever genre you want within fiction, or you whip out a book, but then you die immediately. It's published posthumously, and you change the world with your nonfiction publication. So
this is the easiest one you ever posting. It's like it's easily the first one. You want the attention. When you're dead, you're dead. Don't care about legacy. Who gives a shit? You want the attention now. You want the minimal fame, even if it's very fizzling. Maybe you're like caught in the streets for 6 months and do a little book tour. You do that one hit wonder, and you go out on top. So the posthumously get the posthumous.
You think fame is all it's racked up to be?
Oh yeah, fame is exactly exactly.
So you think so? Like when
we should all be shooting for fame.
When famous people like complain, is that just like them wanting more attention and like sympathy? Is that
exactly.
okay?
No, I should say.
Like, it's definitely some annoying part. Like, I think that's just like ultra famous. It's like there's like brackets of it's a spectrum, right? There's a spectrum of fame. So yeah.
No, fame would be tough. Dude. I don't know how. Yeah, the ultra fame would be horrible. I feel like that's miserable. You can't like go to the beach. You can't do much of anything. I don't know. You give me your why is it better to do the posthumous legacy? Emily Dickinson style.
I don't know. I feel like if one of your goals in life is to have a lasting impact on society, like maybe you're living kind of beyond just yourself, then there's like you might have some solace knowing that there's a big chance of that actually being a thing. So I think you could also derive a lot of personal satisfaction knowing, despite not being famous now, like what you're doing is moving the stakes forward.
Moving the ball forward. Yeah. I agree. But at the time, you don't know if it's going to be a hot book or not. So. Yeah.
Right. But you have to decide right now because you have a magic wand, Dan.
You have a magic wand. I forgot. Yeah, no, I think you're right on that one. That's in the show. Here we go. I think you're right on that one. I was just kind of being, maybe not devil's advocate, but I think it would be better to do the long-term view over the fizzling 50 Shades of Grey style book in the near term. I'd much rather write some sort of Jared Diamond, Guns, Germs, and Steel collapse novel that is valued later down the road and kind of prescient. That's a good word. Prescient of future problems.
I just learn so much from you every day, Dan.
Prescient, you know that word?
It just means smart, foresight, right?
Foresight, yeah.
Prescientio. Prescientio. Is that the root there?
So what's going on? Post show, baby. Post show, Friday afternoon. Do we want to have a brainstorm? I don't know if we want to brainstorm.
Yeah, that's right. We were brainstorming some stuff. Or do you say you don't want to?
I don't know if I have that much to add. I think the question was around the do we want to unlist and unleash this to the world, or do we want to just kind of keep it?
I was thinking because I feel like there's a lot of appeal of like, if you see a list of we have 14 videos and they're all just 5 minutes long.
Yeah.
Then it's like, oh well, like I'll test it out. If I like it, it's like tasty little snacks. If I don't like it, well, like if I see like all these different length videos and it's like kind of random and like,
right, yeah. People are like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah.
I don't know, I think the consistency is important with that.
I agree.
I think it's we're self-aware of the fact that we're appealing to a short attention span, but we're also trying to pack in some thought behind it. So it's not just like we're not doing like a TikTok video just because like, ooh, it's cool and funny. It's like, no, like we're shortening it because we understand the state of how attention works and media works today.
Yeah.
And also we're kind of innovating this sort of thinking to that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think that's my pitch to you, Dan.